Hello, lovelies. Today is Friday, July 15th, 2022. And today is a very special day. It's Red Skywalker Wave Spell, and it's the 6th day, which is White Rhythmic Mirror. And it's the second clear sign. Yesterday was the first one, Red Overtone Earth. And today is also a galactic portal. So it's an akashic record day. The sun is at 22 degrees of Cancer, the Mary Magdalene code, the Master Builder code, the chaotic code, the bringing in the new energy code. And the moon is in Aquarius, which is waning now after the Capricorn supermoon. And so I'm just going to read you that degree. Cancer, 22 degrees, bunches of watercress growing by a cool spring. Spacious, making room for worlds to be born, new life to arise, the fount of existence to be tapped, the centre of things to become vital again. A global sensibility, a universal dream, a brotherhood, sisterhood vision to repopulate the world with vital, fresh beings, to find a place inside that is sustaining and renewing and to give it forth abundantly. A certain spirit of destiny breakthroughs, something different, previously unsuspected, diving for the eternal waters, and here they are, if they are called in at full power. The one given the task to refocus the shared aspiration to bring us all together. You have an utterly engaging quality that cannot be denied once it fully arises, with the most memorable of touches and looks. The presence of the great goddess force at every level, accessible if dreamed up and invited in. The cracking through at the peak time and place, all is revitalized, everything forgotten, comes on the spiral to the next octave and is released into the celebration of being. Wow, that's an amazing sigil, isn't it? So today is about noticing how you're coming into the rhythm of being mirrored by the goddess, the divine force who always loves, always holds us, always cares for us, who wants our well-being, for us to thrive, to be in the Garden of Eden, creating heaven on earth through us. And the reason why we often cannot do that is because of the mirroring we received as children from caretakers who had traumatic experiences and their ancestors had traumatic experiences, and so on and so on. Just realizing today for me, so many insights. And today is a birthday of a childhood friend who I cut contact with many years ago because of behaviours with her children and my children, and how that echoed back to our childhood as well, and how we behaved in ways that hurt each other. If you have children, or if you're in a position to be around children, young children, it's very interesting to watch their behaviours and how they are often so authentic, and also how they model their parents' behaviours too, in particular around bullying, around speaking in a way that isn't respectful and loving, and how that has been experienced by all of us in some ways over this lifetime and many lifetimes before. So now is the time for us to really start healing that and recognizing that, and also being very mindful and conscious in who we hang around with, knowing that if people aren't doing any personal development work, that if they aren't doing any healing work in particular, if they aren't looking to make conscious changes around their own process and behaviours, then they are going to be holding these old ways of being. And this goes, as I always say, beyond the intellectual. This goes into healing mindsets, healing trauma in the amygdala. This is the projector, this is the camera from within that is creating what the person believes to be true in the universe on the outside. And this is why we're going through some very horrendous experiences right now around people trying to control other people rather than dealing with their own ego shadows. This process for me is amazing in terms of the Skywalker energy. And so it's recognizing that the way I can work with this spiral is to look at when I began my connection with the dream spell, which was back in 2011 on the 2nd of November. And so this is the 6th year of that spiral for me. And today is a big day for me in terms of my healing and learning and staying in a relationship that I had a chance to get out of in yesterday's energy in one spiral. And I didn't do that. I carried on with that. And so the lesson got bigger today in 2016. And it wasn't at this time of year. Of course, the spirals are different. It was a time when it was coming up to the full moon in Taurus, which is my moon. So again, you can start to really work with this on a very practical level, as is the Taurian way. We've got North Node in Taurus right now, South Node in Scorpio, and we're in a Taurus 260-day cycle. So we're looking at what is manifest. And remember, with any healing process, we have to get honest about where we are and really look at where we are and what is manifest, rather than putting some positive spin doctor story on it. Because the more that we are in denial of where we are, then we cannot make the changes that we need to make. So this is so key, and remembering that we're building on the 52-day process that came before, that began on the 19th of May in Red Dragon. We're looking at the chimera of Red Dragon, which is made up of many different animals as well. We're looking at our survival issues. And now we're getting down to refining in the White Castle. So we're going through this deep process now. And we've just had this supermoon in Capricorn showing us where we're being disciplined, where we're being the disciple, climbing the mountain, taking those little steps every day. And remember, each day that we take these steps consciously, this echoes in eternity because it creates our future. I just watched the Adam Project again last night. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it, because there's some really great concepts in there and some amazing music as well that I really love from the 70s. And so it's recognizing that we have the power to create our own reality within certain parameters, is my belief and my experience. which is guided by astrology, cosmology, and the challenges that we came here to break through in our ancestral line. So today, what is starting to change in your holograph, because you are changing on the inside? Where have you drawn a line on some self-harming behaviours? Because remember, we've been programmed into an imbalanced slavery system where we often have low self-esteem, low self-worth, don't recognise our sovereignty, and feel that we have to do certain behaviours in order to survive, which is an echo of our ancestral story. And this can be challenging to change this pattern. And sometimes we don't even recognise that it is self-harming because it goes so deep into our psyche and on a cellular level. So today we are on White Mirror. It's the 18th Mayan sign. And this means, of course, we're coming to a close of the 20-day cycle. We've got 2 more days to go. The very last day is Yellow Galactic Sun, and that is another clear sign, Pakal Votan's sign, the 13 clear signs. Check that out, Google that, have a look on my website, flowwithjo.com. There's lots of articles on there. And then we are going to be completing the co-creation cycle and going on to cycle number 4, which is Red Solar Dragon. So we'll be going through the gateway into thriving, creating heaven on earth through us. That's the gateway, letting go of our Neptunian delusions and illusions so that we embody esoteric wisdom. And today's cards with the Mayan Oracle, we have Electric. So this is the day of alchemy, day 3 in every cycle. And if you look back to day 3 of this one, it was Blue Electric Eagle. And remembering Blue Electric Eagle is all about activating our planetary server transformation. As we transform on the inside, our life changes. And the more people that are doing this, this will change the game plan on planet Earth, inside, outside. And that is the way it has to be. In terms of the Thoth card, I drew 2 today. So we've got the 3 of Wands, which is virtue. Be virtuous. To thine own self be true. And no matter what anybody else is doing, if we follow the path of virtue, then we cannot go wrong. It's when we are tempted off that path to try and control, to be in a place of fear, then we lose our light and we go back down the snakes and ladders of the shadow story again. So in every moment, there can be a crossroads between our light and our dark. Let's choose wisely. Often the ego will try and trick us. And, oh, well, you know, one more drink won't do any harm. Oh, yes, I have always done this pattern before, but this time it's going to be different. My gut's telling me this, but hey, I'm going to override it, and so on and so forth. We are always doing it to ourselves. There is no one else in charge of our human being experience, although there can be very powerful influences that we're working with. And of course, this is the challenge with the North Node in Taurus, because we are in a dynamic of power struggle. So when we heal our power struggles and we start to do different behaviours, then everything starts to change. And we have to believe in that process, even though it can seem like David and Goliath at times. The more you know about your cycles and your codes, and the more you can look back and ideally create that book of shadows and start recording this, start working and mapping your code. The major arcana for today is the universe, number 21, which of course, when we work with virtue, we've got all the threes together here. And we've got the number 6 day today. So whenever we've got the moon in Aquarius, we're looking at being emotionally free, logical, solution focused, bringing in the new age. And we have that moon today at 17 degrees. I'm just going to read you that as well. We've got Chiron coming in on the 19th of July, going retrograde. And we've also got Mercury in Leo at that time as well. So that's my transit, Mercury in Leo. So it's time to start having thoughts of courage, love, and the love language in terms of respect, beauty, honouring other people as well. And primarily, of course, being able to do that for ourselves. So 17 degrees, if you look at 17, again, add those together, it's number 8, integrate red earth that was happening yesterday. An old woman drying herbs, knowing what you know, being who you are, and going where you go with absolute autonomy, a complete world unto yourself, living out away from the unwelcome intrusion of alien perspectives. Omeri, tachyterm, is that the right pronunciation? Not sure. Eccentric. Convinced that your own truth consciousness is the real thing and that very few others know what they are talking about. Steeped in experience of a solitary kind, a highly distinctive mode of awareness. You seek to link ancient wisdom with future worlds, absolutely intent upon losing nothing in the translation. Rabidly convinced you must not concede unnecessary territory to the common mind of today. Acutely well-informed and voluminously knowledgeable. Working for the future Earth, you are supremely intolerant of compromises and latter-day confusions. Yay, that sounds perfect for today. So I hope you have an amazing day of clarity today. Releasing confusion, releasing mind mess, cognitive dissonance, being out of alignment with the real human being and higher self energy, recognizing those childhood patterns, seeing them manifest, seeing how you can absolutely clear these away and enjoy your life here at this time, no matter what other people are doing. So lots of love, and I hope you have an amazing holographic movie show today. Bye for now.